Hello all, my name is Blair, and today I'm sitting down. Yeah. I'm going to be doing my June reads and a book haul. Basically, I'm going to tell you the books I read, and then I'm going to tell you the books I bought. So let's get right into it. The first book I read this month was Just One Day by Gail Forman, and this book is about a girl named Allison, and she's on a teen tour with her high school. She just graduated, and she's in Europe, and her friend and her go to like this concert thing, and this boy like throws a coin at her, and they meet again, and they've just met. This is the first day they met, and he says, "Wait, you want to go to Paris? I'll take you." And they go to Paris, and they have one day, and it's really, really good. Then I read the second one, which is Just One Year by Gail Forman, and this is a year after that Just One Day from the boy's point of view, and our boy's name is Willem. Again, this one was really, really good. Then of course I have the novella that comes after. This is Just One Night, also by Gail Forman. Of course those books have a review for them, and all of my reviews will be in the description below. Specifically those three have a 3-in-1 video. Whenever I have a series, I tend to make a 3-in-1 just because then I can gather all my thoughts, and it just works out better. So go check that out. Rule number 1 is that you gotta have fun. The next book I read this month was Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell, and this book is about two misfits falling in love. It's a contemporary, so that's all you need going into it, and it was fantastic. This is how to be a heartbreaker, 'cause they like a little danger. If you're falling for a stranger, a player. The next book that I read was Anna and the French Kiss, and I actually read all three of them. I've read these before, but I reread them, and I'm counting it. This one is about a girl named Anna and Etienne, and she moves to Paris to go to school there at the School of America in Paris, and it's amazing. And then the second one is Lola and a boy named Cricket, and he's her boy next door, and it's amazing. And they're actually back in San Francisco. And then I love Back at the School, and she meets Josh. Anna is actually on my top 3 favorite books of all time, so you definitely want to check it out. The next book I read was The Sky is Everywhere by Jandy Nelson. This book is about a girl named Lenny, and her sister just passed away, and basically it's her life after she passed away, and there's love and there's heartache, and it's really, really good. This is Jandy Nelson's first book. She also wrote I'll Give You the Sun, which if you haven't picked that up, it is incredible, absolutely amazing. So definitely pick that one up, but also pick this one up. The next book I read was Made You Up by Francesca Zappia, and this book is actually on my top 3 favorite books of all time also because it is really, really, really good, and I give it 5 stars. Actually, I'd give it like 10 million because of how amazing it is. It's about a girl named Alex, and she has schizophrenia, and basically we see her life, and she's always been pinpointed as kind of like the crazy one, and she has always thought that she was crazy, and she falls for a boy, so she doesn't really know how to deal with normal life. She's always known how to deal with crazy life, and it's an incredible story, and it blows your mind, and I really, really love this book. I couldn't help but buy it because of how beautiful it is. It's so amazing. Then I read Every Last Word by Tamra Ireland Stone. This book is about a girl named Sam, and she has purely obsessional OCD, but only her family and her therapist know, so she has to keep it from everybody, and she's in the popular crowd, and she has always felt pressure to be perfect, and soon she meets a friend, and her friend Caroline brings her to a poetry club, and she starts to actually feel like normal, like she's okay. And it's really good. I love reading stories about mental illness, and it is really, really interesting. And it actually just came out. I pre-ordered it because I was so excited about it, and it was just great. Just a reminder, all these books have book reviews on them on my book channel, Blair's Books, and I'll put them in the description below. Next, I read To All the Boys I Have Loved Before by Jenny Han. And this book is about a girl named Lara Jean, and she writes letters to boys she's loved. as is explained in the title. And she writes down all her feelings, gets her anger out, gets her love feelings out, and then she puts it in a box. And one day, her letters are sent out, and it just blows up her world, and it's crazy, and it's hilarious, and it's a really, really good story. The next book I read is Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Rosh, and this book is a fantasy read. As you can tell, I've been reading a lot of contemporaries, lots and lots of contemporaries, so this was one of my fantasy reads of the month. This book is about a girl named Mira, and there's 4 kingdoms in Primoria, the world they live in, or the continent they live in is Primoria. And there's 4 kingdoms that are called the seasons. So there's autumn, spring, winter, summer. And she's a part of winter, and winter was taken over 16 years ago. And basically she's a survivor, and she's fighting to build up winter again, and it's really intense, and it's a very, very cool world. It's so interesting. So if you want a brand new fantasy read that has never been done before, then pick up Snow Like Ashes. Hello? The next book I read is P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han, and this is the second book in the To All the Boys I've Loved Before duology. I think it's a duology. I am hoping it's a trilogy, but it's probably not. This is just the continuation of that story, so I don't want to spoil you, but it's again about Lara Jean. Then I read a series, Slammed by Colleen Hoover, Point of Retreat by Colleen Hoover, and This Girl by Colleen Hoover. And I read these books in 2 days. Yeah. Nobody? No. This story is about a girl named Lakin, and she lived in Texas, but then her father died and they can't afford their house, so they moved to Michigan, and their new neighbors come over, and her younger brother and their neighbor's younger brother really hit it off. They're like best friends, and then Will comes over, and he's like 21, and Lakin's like 18, and they just hit it off, go out on a date, everything's great, but then a huge bomb drops, and they can't be together. And it's really, really good. I really enjoyed this book, and then of course, Point of Retreat, I can't tell you much without spoiling you, it's just a continuation, and then This Girl is just a continuation too. Obviously, it's a contemporary, so it's a love story. Just a hint. The next book I read was Girl Defective by Simone Howell. This book is about a girl named Skylark, and it's basically her summer, and it's mystery but also contemporary, and there's some love, as you can see. Her little brother is Gully, and then this guy right here is Luke. And she has a best friend named Nancy and a father, and her father is an alcoholic and her mother left. So there's some backstory for you. It's really, really good. It's actually set in Australia, so it's really, really cool to see the different culture there. And I actually got really confused because I didn't realize it was in Australia for a very long time. So then the next book I read was Darkness of Light by Stacey Marie Brown. This book is about a girl named Ember, and she has 2 different colored eyes and colorful hair, and she always felt like different. At the beginning of the book, she's at a dance, and something happens in which the gym like explodes, like the light fixtures and everything explodes, and at that moment in time she was really angry at this chick. So the principal blamed it on her, and she got sent to Silverwood, a facility for teens who are having a rough time. There she meets Eli, and she starts to feel things for him. Not like feels, but like, wow, I'm getting really warm when I'm around him, and my tattoo is like having a heartbeat. What is up with this? So yeah, it's really interesting. It is paranormal, and I have to warn you that this book is 16 and up. It's technically a young adult book, and then the second book in the series is new adult, so it's progressing into more of a new adult series. Man, that was a crap ton of books. I read 18 books this month. 18! Man, I'm really proud of myself, and I really love books because it's just so interesting being able to move into a different world. I actually have this quote on my phone that is, reading gives us some place to go when we have to stay where we are. And some people watch TV, some people, take walks to relax. I read books to relax. If you read a lot of books in June too, then comment below. Give me a fist pump. were cool. Now, the books I'm currently reading are Saint Anything by Sarah Dessen, so this book will be on my July reads since it's July 1st. And then also, I went on a road trip and I brought like 5 books with me, and I finished Girl Defective on that road trip, but also I started these 2 again. I read Looking for Alaska and Paper Towns, but I stopped Looking for Alaska because I was getting really sad and I didn't want to feel sad, so I kind of just stopped. I'm gonna pick it up again, obviously, because I have the 10th anniversary edition. I want to read the new scenes and like the commentary and stuff, so very cool. And Paper Towns I'm wanting to read before the movie comes out, so I restarted it, and it was kind of hard to go through. I just don't really like rereading. I don't know. Like Anne and the French Kiss was fun because that's my most favorite book of all time. So yeah, I kind of put it down to read Darkness of Light, but this book I'm reading kind of along with that Saint Anything, yeah. Now we're going to move on to the haul. Yeah, woo, woo, woo. I'm gonna show you all the books that I bought this month. Most of these are gonna be the same, but some of them aren't, so stay tuned. Again, Just One Day by Gail Forman, and then we have Just One Year by Gail Forman, and on my iPad I have Just One Night by Gail Forman. The next book I bought was Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, and this book I'm excited to read. I haven't picked it up because I've been going between fantasy and contemporary kind of, and I picked up Sarah Dessen, so I'm kind of going into contemporary again, but I'll come back. I'm really excited. I've heard fantabulous things about this book. I believe this book is about an assassin, and she's hired from the king or something. I don't know much about it, but I think going into books not knowing much is good, so I'm very excited. The next book I have for you is Made You Up by Francesca Zappia, and I already explained the synopsis, but let's just admire this cover once again. It's so pretty. Then again, we have Every Last Word by Tamara Ireland Stone. Again, already explained the synopsis, but pretty cover. I actually really like the inside of it. Like, I think it's beautiful. Sometimes simple is better, and it's simple and perfect. The next book I have for you is P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han, and I already explained the synopsis, so you know what it's about. Kind of. Not really. Yeah. The next book I have is The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken, and I don't know much about this book, but I've wanted to read it for a very long time. I think it might be dystopian fantasy, but I think it looks awesome, and I'm really excited to read it. The next book I bought was Slammed by Colleen Hoover. I bought this with P.S. I Still Love You and Darkest Minds, and I read it in a day, and I was like, I need Point of Retreat, so I went up and bought the next 2 the next day. I usually don't do that because my bookstore is 30 minutes that way. The book I have for you today was a present from my cross-country coach. And if you guys didn't know, an interesting thing about me is I have a gluten intolerance. And if you guys don't know what gluten is, it is a protein in food. So like flour, it's basically wheat. He got me this book called Going Gluten Free, and it's from Mayo Clinic. And Mayo Clinic is a huge hospital in Minnesota. Yeah, I'm just really excited to look at all the information and see what it's about. And it's by Joseph A. Murray, MD. I always get nervous when booktubers do this, but here are the books that I bought. I'm cool! Ha! I have never had this many books, ever, and I'm really excited. I actually need a bookcase. I think I'm gonna put one like right here or something. I don't know. Maybe should I get shelves? I should get shelves. But I also picked up Allegiant because I still need to read it, even though I got completely spoiled. So yeah, those are all my books, and I'm really excited that I have gotten to the point of booktuberhood that I actually have a lot of books, and and I really enjoy reading, and I hope you guys do too. If you do, then post pictures and stuff on Instagram or Twitter and use the hashtag Blair's Books. And also, all my links will be in the description if you want to go follow me. I usually post what I'm currently reading on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! That might